Good day everyone, my name is Deo Barreto Lasenya. I am the first reporter. So in this video, we will talk about the different types of hydrometeorological hazard. But before that, let's define what is hydrometeorological hazard first. So it is a process or phenomena of atmospheric, hydrological, or oceanographic nature na nagdudulot ng iba't ibang sakit, pagkaguno ng mga gusali, pagkasira ng mga ari-arian, pagkawala ng trabaho, social and economic disruptions, at pagkasira ng kapaligiran. Ang lahat ng ito ay dahilan sa matinding meteorological and climate events. So meron tayong iba't ibang meteorological and climate events. The first one, we have cyclone. So cyclone is an intense low-pressure system characterized by strong spiral winds towards the center. Ito yung tinatawag nating mata ng bagyo o the eye in a counterclockwise flow in the northern hemisphere. We have different classification of cyclone. Ito yung tinatawag nating tropical depression, tropical storm, and typhoon o bagyo. So the next, we have the typhoon. So the typhoon is a large, powerful, and violent tropical cyclone. Alam ba ninyo na sa Pilipinas ay mayroon tayong more or less 20 typhoons sa isang taon? At sa taon na yan, maraming mga buhay ang nawala at kabuhayan ng mga tao. So, the third one is the thunderstorm. So, thunderstorm, it is localized storm or a weather condition accompanied by lightning and thunder. It may also have gusty winds and often brings heavy rain. Lahat ng thunderstorm ay napakadelikado dahil maaaring ito ay makapatay kung ikaw ay matamaan nito.
Good day everyone, I'm Juvenile Marquez, the assigned reporter. Tornado is described as a violently rotating column of air extending from a thunderstorm to the ground. As what we can see, sa lahat ng nadaanan nito ay nasisira. Next is the flash floods. It's a rapid flooding of geomorphic, low-lying areas like washes, rivers, dry lakes, and basins. It may be caused by heavy rain associated with a severe thunderstorm, hurricane, tropical storm, or meltwater from ice or snow flowing over ice sheets. And the other one is the floods. Kadalasan nararanasan natin ang malakas na pagbaha kapag malakas ang bagyo at ang ulan. It is inundation of land areas which are not normally covered by water. A flood is usually caused by a temporary rise or the overflowing of a river, stream, or the water course, inundating adjacent plains. And the other one is the storm surge, is a rise of seawater above normal sea level on the coast, generated by the action of the weather elements such as cyclonic wind and atmospheric pressure. El Niño and La Niña are complex weather patterns resulting from variations in oceans, temperature in the equatorial Pacific. These two phenomena are opposite phases of what is known as the El Niño. Southern Oscillation, ENSO, cycle. The ENSO cycle is a scientific term that describes the fluctuations in temperature between the ocean and the atmosphere in the past. Central Equatorial Pacific, approximate dateline and 120° west. The El Niño refers to the above average sea surface temperature that periodically develop across the central equatorial Pacific. It represents the warm phase of the ENSO cycle. The La Niña refers the periodic cooling of the sea across the central equatorial Pacific.
Good day everyone, I am Kimberly B. Marco, BPED 2, and now we're going to talk about the signs of impending typhoon or hurricane. So according to Herald Tribune 2011, every typhoon or hurricane is different and there are many factors that contributes to its development. So maraming factors na nagko-contribute sa pag-develop nitong tinatawag na typhoon or hurricane. However, the following is a general sequence of events that could occur during the development of Category 2 typhoon or hurricane with 96 to 100 miles per hour approaching a coastal area. So let's go to landfall. Landfall or the eye of the storm. Landfall, it is the intersection of the center of a tropical cyclone with a coastline. Landfall, it is when the eye of the cyclone moved to land after being on water. This does not mean that it hits the land or it arrives on the land. This means that the cyclone arrives or before o bago maglandfall na nagdadala ng rainfall at dust storms. So lastly, landfall often carries heavy winds, lashing rains, increasing sea level that can pose threat to people living in the neighboring region. So ang landfall nagdadala ng heavy winds, lashing rains, pag-i-increase ng sea level na nagdudulot ng takot o danger sa mga tao na naninirahan malapit rito. So let's go to the hours before landfall. First, 96 hours before landfall. At first, there aren't any apparent signs of the storm. The barometer is steady, winds are light and variable, and fair weather cumulus clouds appear. Next is 72 hours before landfall. Little has changes, except that the swell on the ocean surface has increased to about 6 feet and the waves comes in every 9 seconds. This means that the storm is far over the horizon and is approaching. Next is 48 hours before landfall. The sky is now clear of clouds and the barometer is steady, and the wind is almost calm. The swell is now about 9 feet and coming in every 8 seconds. Next is 36 hours before landfall. The first signs of the storm appear. The barometer is falling slightly and the wind is around 11 miles per hour. And the ocean swell is about 13 feet and coming in 7 seconds apart. On the horizon, a large mass of white cirrus clouds appear. As the beat of clouds approaches, it covers more on the horizon. A hurricane watch is issued, and areas with long evacuation times are given the order to begin. So next is 30 hours before landfall. The sky is covered by a high overcast. The barometer is falling at 1 millibar per hour. The wind picked up to about 23 miles per hour. The ocean swell, coming in 5 seconds apart, and is the beginning to be obscured by a wind-driven waves, and small white caps begin to appear on the ocean surface. So next is 24 hours before landfall. Small low clouds appeared overhead. The barometer is falling by 2 millibars per hour. The wind picked up to about 24 miles per hour. The wind-driven waves are covered with white caps and streaks of foam begin to ride over the surface. Evacuation should be completed and final preparation made by this time. A hurricane warning is issued and people living in low-lying areas and in mobile homes are ordered to evacuate. Next is 18 hours before landfall. The low clouds are thicker and bring driving rain swells with gusty winds. The barometer is steadily falling at half a millibar per hour and the winds are whistling by 46 miles per hour. It is hard to stand against the wind. So next is 12 hours before landfall. The rain swells are more frequent and the wind don't diminish after they depart. The cloud ceiling is getting lower and the barometer is falling at 1 millibar per hour. The wind is howling and hurricane force at 74 miles per hour. The sea advances with every storm wave that crashes ashore and foam patches. Next is 6 hours before landfall. The rain is constant and the 92 miles per hour wind drives it horizontally. The barometer is falling 1.5 millibar per hour and the storm surge has advanced above the high mark. The sea surface is whitish mush of spray. It is impossible to stand upright outside without bracing yourself. And lastly, 1 hour before landfall. The rain becomes heavier, low areas inland become flooded, the winds are at 104 miles per hour, and the barometer is falling at 2 millibar per hour. The sea is white with foam and streaks. The storm surge are covered coastal roads and 16-foot waves crash into buildings near the shore. So that's all, and thank you. Let's go to the another presenter.
I'm Sharjenas Maguyap, and the topics are tools in tracking the storm. One is satellites. It's the most advanced technology used in monitoring a cyclone or typhoon. It can visualize exactly in real time the formation and the time and the path of the cyclone. A satellite is a moon, planet, or machine that orbits a planet or stars. The word satellite refers to a machine that is launched into space and moves around Earth and another body in space. These satellites can take pictures of the planet that helps meteorologists predict weather and track hurricanes. Some takes pictures of other planets and the sun, black holes, dark matter, or faraway galaxies. These pictures help scientists better understand the solar system and universe. Next is the Doppler radar. Doppler radar system can provide information regarding the movement of target as well as their position. When the WSR-88D transmits pulses of radio waves, the system keeps track of the phase or shape, position, and form of those pulses. By measuring the shift or change in the phase between the transmitted pulse and the received echo, the target's movement directly towards or far or away from the radar is calculated. This then provides a velocity of along the direction the radar is pointing, called radial velocity. A positive phase shift implies motion towards the radar, and negative shift indicates motion away from the radar. Doppler radar can see not only the precipitation in a thunderstorm, but motion of the precipitation along the radar beam. In other words, it can measure how fast rain or hail is moving towards or away from the radar. The National Weather Service's 148 WSR-8D Doppler radar can detect most precipitation within approximately 90 miles of the radar, and intense rain or snow within approximately 155 miles. However, light rain, light snow, or drizzle from shallow clouds weather system are not necessarily really detected. We are going to next topic, the preparedness and mitigation. The following preparedness and mitigation strategies are adopted from the Department of Education's Disaster Risk Reduction Resources Manual issued on 2008.
So, hello, good morning, I'm Dandev G. Maribao, and I'm going to tackle about the preparations before, during, and after the disaster. So, the first is the thunderstorm. So, first thing is preparedness, what to do before the disaster. The first is develop a family preparedness plan in case of severe thunderstorm. Specific planning should include the following. Learn more about your area's severe thunderstorm risk. Discuss how many would you if a thunderstorm may produce a tornado. Discuss how to warn of an approaching thunderstorm. Recommend trimming and removal of dead and rotting trees that could fall and may cause damage injury. Secure outdoor objects that could be blown away and cause damage. Secure house doors and windows both from the inside and outside. Then lastly, learn how to estimate the distance of thunderclouds by computing the different times between seeing the flash of lightning and hearing the claps thunder. So in response, what to do during the disaster? Learn to do the lightning safety positions and stay away from the structures, trees, towers, fences, and telephone lines or power lines if out in the open. Carefully watch out for fallen debris and flash floods. Stay calm throughout the occurrence of the thunderstorm. Postpone all outdoor activities. Avoid plumbing and bathroom fixtures that are good conductors of electricity. Unplug or turn off all the appliances and other electrical items such as computers. Turn off air conditioner and television and stay off the phone until the storm is over. Use a battery-operated radio for gaining information. Then lastly, choose and move to a safe place in your house where members of the family can gather together during a thunderstorm. preferably on the lowest floor of your house, where there are no windows, skylights, or glass doors, which could be broken by strong winds and hail. It could be or causing damage or injuries. Lightning safety positions. Lightning safety experts have invented a lightning safety position that is very important to know if you're caught in a thunderstorm and you can find a shelter. Follow the lightning safety positions for it makes you a smaller target. With your heels together, if lightning hits the ground, it goes throughout the closet, foot up to your heel and then transfer to the other foot and goes back to the ground again. If you don't put the feet together, lightning could be throughout your heart and it will kill you. You put your hands over your ears to protect them from thunder. So the second is tornado. So the preparedness, what to do before the disaster. Develop a preparedness plan for the whole family. Have a periodic drills with the members of the family. Inspect pre-designated areas to ensure the best protection. Keep an eye, open line communication with other members of the family. Listen to the radio and television for information. Store flashlights and backup batteries to receive a warning response. What to do during the disaster. Move to pre-designated area or an interior room on the lowest floor and get under a sturdy piece of furniture. Stay away from the windows. Lie flat in a depression if caught outside your house, school, or any building. So what to do after the disaster? Rehabilitation. Attend to survivors immediately. Check the house for damages or losses. Coordinate with proper authorities for assistance. And that's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my topic is storm surge. Storm surge is the rising of the sea as a result of atmospheric pressure changes and wind associated with storm. The following are the ways we should always remember to be safe from storm surge. We have 5 preparedness or what to do before. First, know the storm surge risk zones and identify safer grounds for relocation if necessary. Second, ensure that everyone is familiar with the identified escape routes of the family to higher grounds, and etc. Let's go to the response or what to do during. First, immediately move to higher grounds upon detection of signs of a probable storm surge or upon receiving a warning that a storm surge is imminent, and etc. Let's go to the rehabilitation or what to do after. First, do not eat fresh food that came in contact with flood waters. Second, drinking water should be submitted to proper authorities for testing. Third, check damage of the house for electrical damage and open live wires. Electrical fixtures should only be switched on after making sure that is safe to do so. Last, help clean all mud and debris immediately. So we have 5 different hydrometeorological hazard maps. First, typhoon. Second, flood. Third, El Nino. Fourth, thunderstorm. And fifth, La Nina. First, typhoon is a mature tropical cyclone that develops between 180° and 100° east in the northern hemisphere. Second, flood. Flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. Third, El Nino is the warm phase of the El Nino southern oscillation and associated with a band of warm ocean that develops in the central and east central equatorial Pacific. Fourth, thunderstorm, also known as an electrical storm or a lightning storm. Fifth, La Nina, is a coupled ocean atmosphere phenomenon that is the colder counterpart of El Nino. Thank you!
Good day everyone, my name is Ryan J. Olorica. So my topic is all about the preparedness, the response and rehabilitation of the floods and the flash floods. So dito matutunghayan natin at malalaman natin kung ano ang dapat natin gawin bago ang disaster or during ang disaster and after the disaster. So first is the preparedness, what to do before the disaster. Number one is find out the frequency of occurrence of floods in locality, especially those that affect your area. So, number two, know the flood warning system in your locality and if none exist, recommend to the appropriate authority for the creation of one. Number three, research from previous occurrences how fast the water floods occur your area and how it rises. Number four, it has been raining hard for several hours or steadily raining several days. Be alert to possibility of a flood. Floods happen as the ground becomes saturated. So, kailangan tayo maging maingat kapag darating na ang isang disaster o ang isang baha sa inyong lugar. And kailangan maging alerto tayo para din yan sa ating safety. So next is the response. What to do during? Stay calm and keep updated with the status of the situation and safety reminders on what to do and where to go in case of evacuation. So, number two, listen continuously to a radio or a portable battery-powered radio or television for updated emergency information. Do not attempt to cross flowing streams unless assured that water is below knee-high level. So, kapag bumabaha na po, wag po tayong magpadalos-dalos na pumunta or lumangoy sa baha dahil napakadelikado po. So do not go to swimming or boating and swollen rivers. Watch out for snakes in flooded areas. So kailangan maging maingat tayo, hindi tayo padalos-dalos, hindi tayo magpabida-bida kasi napakadelikado po ang isang malaking baha. So next is the rehabilitation. What to do after? So, after the disaster, ano ang dapat natin gawin o ano ang mga dapat natin gawin para maging ligtas? So, number one, report broken utility lines, electricity, water, gas, etc. immediately to appropriate agencies or authorities. So, kailangan kapag natapos na po ang baha o ang sakuna, hindi po tayo didiretso sa ating bahay at ligpitin ng mga gamit, ganyan. So, kailangan i-assure muna natin na ligtas tayo sa mga broken utility lines like electricity, sa mga kuryente. So hindi tayo magpadalos-dalos na hawakan 'yun kasi mamamatay tayo.
Name is Real Villanueva, DPN 2, CN 5361. My topic is cycle. First is preparedness. Establishment and the coordination for development guidance. Coordinating council, EP, and the personnel. Establishment that has to be heavily rain, strong winds. Learn more about the typhoon and other whatever distribution their design and wiring effect and decide how to protect house and the protectors. Learn sometimes relevant and to maintain and preparedness for the tropical cyclones that participate the activity in school disaster response drill and simulation. Response. What's to the learning? Monitor through the radio and other rehabilitation source of the latest the official report of Pag-asa on the typhoon. When house and no longer safe, evacuate immediately to safe place that stay indoors and away from windows. Keep on open the line, the communication with relatives are not affected and give the team the positive. Ensures that members and their family will remain in the team by the keeping team endorse of the recent development.